What's good, fight fans? It's Ash's Corner. Man, I see my man, one of my favorite fighters, Gervonta Tank Davis, hitting the airwaves hard like he always do and taking over YouTube. You know, he's been on the Rize podcast recently. Shout out to the Ross podcast. When I seen that they was coming out with their own podcast, hell, I made a video, told everybody to go sub, and they doing big things now. And I see Gervonta Davis was over there, and he did say that he's gonna be over here, be on the Ross podcast more often now. Of course, now that he is not with Mayweather Promotions, and he asked for those termination papers. And this is a long time coming. Gervonta Davis has had beef with Floyd visibly since he fought Pedraza and got his first title. You know, that was a beautiful fight. That's when the public seen the beef. You know, so it has been a long time coming. It's been things said every now and then, every year or two. Something comes up with these two. So being that Gervonta Davis is a star, Floyd did do his job. I know a lot of people say that he didn't do a good job, and Gervonta Davis could have been already fought and had the best resume. I do agree with a lot that's been said about how Floyd was moving Gervonta Davis, but the man did his job. The man made him into a millionaire and a pay-per-view star, and that's what Gervonta Davis wanted, regardless of what the fans wanted. That's what he wanted, and he did get that. And he is a superstar and a very big name, and everybody want to fight him. So, in doing that, he did his job, and now he's really not needed. Gervonta Davis is a big name. He does not need Floyd Mayweather behind him to continue his career. He was with Floyd 7-8 years, and now it's over. A lot of people didn't know when his contract was up, and they said things thinking that Gervonta Davis was going to stay with Floyd Mayweather. They made a lot of videos, a lot of dissing, and a lot of hating was happening, but we see that those people are wrong. Even though they already disrespected Tank, they are wrong because they were wrong in the date on which he was up on his contract. Now that he's up on his contract and everybody sees that he's asking for termination papers, it's just been a long time coming, and I'm very proud of Gervonta Davis. We've seen him grow from a young man to the man, really. Hashtag strap season, hashtag the one. Gervonta Tank Davis is that gorilla and a force to be reckoned with, and he's number one wherever he goes. Whatever weight class he fights in, he is number one, regardless of what people want to say, regardless of how many accolades other people have. He is number one because he is that star. So I take my hat off to Floyd Mayweather for doing his job to that degree, but in my opinion, Gervonta Davis is the person behind the wheel, being that regardless of if how Floyd was going to move Gervonta is the star he is because of his own star quality, because of his own way of fighting, because of how he can entertain, being knockouts and his just style of fighting. If it wasn't like that, regardless, Floyd Mayweather has had fighters in the past that did not reach the stardom that Gervonta Davis has had. So I really believe a lot of the credit, a whole bunch of it, goes to Gervonta Davis himself. But just like I said, good job, Floyd, for getting him where he needed to be. And for the most part, the biggest thanks goes to Calvin Ford, because if it wasn't for him putting in time, effort, and his own money into Gervonta Davis as an adolescent, we would not be here today. So, now is the time. I believe I said it 3 years ago that all of these people that's getting mad at Gervonta Davis, I done heard people say that they don't like him because he don't fight black fighters. They don't like him because he didn't fight Shakur Stevenson. They don't like him because he didn't fight Gary Russell. They don't like him because he didn't fight Devin Haney. The list goes on and on the reasons on why fans don't like Gervonta Davis in particular. But the time is coming, and I said it 3 years ago. What y'all are really asking for, you really don't want. Gervonta Davis runs through everybody, in my opinion. I don't think anybody's going to beat him. I do see fights being tough for him and hard to hard to do exactly what he want to be done during the fight. There is going to be fighters that's going to present a challenge for him, i.e. I really do think Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson will present a challenge that is going to be different for than other fights that he's had in his career. But I do see Gervonta Davis winning. Again, Gervonta Davis versus everybody since 2017, since my first video. I've been rocking with Gervonta Davis. Been saying nobody beats this man. I don't care who they are or what weight class they're in. Seems that I've been proven right. And Gervonta Davis is that killer. He is that man. He is that glue that's keeping these divisions together. A lot of these fighters don't have nothing to talk about and wouldn't have nothing to really say to keep their name out there in the public if it wasn't for such a big star as Gervonta Davis. And the conversation makes it even more intriguing, being that Gervonta Davis does not have the height and reach advantage as these other fighters have that's calling him out. What he does have is notoriety. What he does have is all the attention on him. He has the stars come out for him. He is a pay-per-view star. He does get the views. He does pull the numbers. You do get paid handsomely by fighting somebody like Gervonta Davis, regardless of what anybody tell you. The fact that he's pay-per-view and the fact that there's a percentage and they will be split up pay-per-view, fighters get paid more than fighters that are not on pay-per-view. That is a fact, and it's always been one. So being that you can even get knocked out, you can get knocked out like Rolly and still gain fans and gain more notoriety and all this other stuff, just by getting knocked out, just by sharing the pay-per-view, just by sharing the marquee with somebody as prestigious as Gervonta Davis. This guy right here, in my opinion, he is coming for all of your favorite fighters. And I love the fact that he sat on the Rize podcast and said names. A lot of these fighters, they like hinting to things. He said names. Just like I like that when he asked for these papers, he didn't hint to nothing. He put names. Right now, this man is an assassin, and your favorite fighter might be on this hit list. Shout out to the Rize podcast. Shout out to Calvin Ford, for real. Shout out to you, Calvin Ford. You the man, all right? You the man for making this possible. And I damn sure appreciate y'all. Always like and subscribe to the channel. It's over for y'all. Tank ready to mop your favorite fighters. But just remember, you asked for this.